Class 8, Honeydew, Chapter 6. This is Jody's Fawn, Part 3. Jody, the little boy, was worried about the orphan fawn. He got his father's and mother's permission to bring the fawn to his home and raise it. Now Jody is in the forest searching for the fawn. He searched everywhere he could but was not able to find it. Suddenly, there was some movement directly in front of him. Jody was surprised and overjoyed to see his fawn. The fawn lifted his face. It didn't run away. It was so tired and was cowering, means shaking. Jody walked up to it and put his arms around its body. Its skin was soft and clean, and it had a sweet scent or smell of grass. Jody lifted the fawn from the ground. The fawn's legs were quite long, so Jody had to hold him as high as possible. Jody was afraid that the fawn might kick and bleat at the sight and smell of its dead mother. So he avoided the clearing and went through the bushes. It was a difficult walk. He was carrying the fawn in his arms. As he walked, carrying the fawn's leg caught up in the bushes and he could not lift his own legs easily. So it was a very difficult task. He tried to protect the fawn's face from the thorny bushes and he tried to walk as fast as possible. It was a long walk and a very difficult one too. Now Jody reached the trail and then he came to the road that could take him home. But he is so tired and now he stopped to rest. He put the fawn down. It bleated and looked at Jody. And Jody was so happy and he said to the fawn, "My dear fawn, I will carry you after I get my breath." So he remembered something. Jody remembered something. His father has told him that a fawn would follow if it had first been carried. So Jody got up and started walking slowly. He looked back, but the fawn didn't move. So he had to come back. He came back and he picked the fawn up. He went ahead carrying the fawn in his arms. He could not go very far because he was so tired. He could not go so far and he kept the fawn down on the road. This time, however, when he started walking, the fawn followed him as he walked on. He allowed it to walk a little, but after some time, he felt so pity for the fawn and he picked it up again. They both reached at the gate of his home carrying the fawn. So now, after a long walk, after a difficult walk, they both reached at the gate of Jody's home. At the gate, Jody had an idea. He thought of making the fawn follow him directly into his father's room so that he can give his father a surprise. But the fawn was not able to climb the steps. So Jody had to pick him up and he went to his father's bedroom. His dad was resting with closed eyes. Jody showed his father the fawn, and the father was so glad that Jody had found what he wanted. Jody now went straight into the kitchen and the fawn followed him with his weak steps. In the kitchen, a pan filled with morning's milk was kept reserved, but cream had formed on it. So he skimmed the cream and put it into a jug while he poured the milk into a small container. The fawn sniffed the milk, but the fawn could not drink the milk out of that container. As the fawn could not drink the milk from the small container, Jody dipped his fingers in the milk and thrust them into fawn's soft mouth. Now the fawn drank the milk greedily from his fingers. Then Jody lowered his fingers into the container again, and now the fawn was able to drink from the container and it drank the milk greedily, and in a minute the milk vanished. Now Jody was so happy. he was able to find the phone. He was able to bring it to his home, and now he was able to feed the phone. Now it belonged to him and it was his own.